Well, it's that magical time of year again. Christmas. That special time when we celebrate the birth of the baby Santa by shopping, eating and drinking the sort of strange alcoholic liqueurs that would get you banned from your local pub at any other time than this. Christmas is a time for gluttony, stale movies, Christmas-themed pornography, shit music, teaching your 14-year-old niece how to smoke cigars, shit posting on Witcher 4 videos, and praying that you don't descend into a diabetic coma before the serious, heavy drinking begins in the evening. It's that precious time of year where we, the gamers of the world, are reluctantly forced to make trivial small talk with relatives we don't like concerning stuff about which we have no fucks to give, while silently praying that it will all stop soon so we can sneak off and go back to playing video games. Don't judge me. You know it's true. If you liked your relatives that much, why the fuck did you spend the whole year avoiding them and playing video games instead? Let's be frank here, what would you rather be doing right now? Listening to your auntie tell you the same unsavoury story about her bowel operation for the 4th time, or grinding that game you're addicted to, while smashing beers and chomping on chocolates? Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. And besides, that conundrum is the very essence of Christmas after all, because Christmas is about giving, sharing, and placing the needs and happiness of others before your own. People often forget that. I didn't forget it. I opted out. But I want to finish the World of Tanks Christmas event. Don't worry, my sick granny will have a lovely Christmas without my interference. Unless she falls asleep drunk again with her feet too close to the gas fire. But worry ye not, I'm only in the next room, so I will smell burning long before she actually catches fire, and it'll only take me a moment to dash into her room and kick her legs out the way. She'll be fine. Frankly, at this point in Western civilization, I'm simply grateful that the term Christmas hasn't been completely criminalised yet and added to those bizarre lists of words that get you banned from online video games and forums these days. Although if they did entirely outlaw Christmas, the uprising would no doubt be hilarious. Imagine people rising up and rioting over Santa. The Santa Defence League, if you will. I would personally grab some popcorn to watch that kick off. I cannot actually think of anything more Christmassy than sitting on a rooftop and watching the world literally burn whilst people riot in the name of Santa Claus. Not that one. 2024 has been quite an unusual year, all things considered. Ubisoft managed to join the long list of corporations that successfully arse-fucked the Star Wars franchise. Tractors became diverse. Geralt of Riviere became trans. CDPR went woke. Naughty Dog went even more woke. And Jaguar went... I don't even know what that is, really. Oh, now I get it. It is pure, distilled, unadulterated buyer's remorse. But on a happier note, at least Sweet Baby Inc. went into hiding, whilst they regroup and plot future acts of cultural destruction and evil. Credit where credit is due. They are excellent cartoon villains. I guess absurdity is just to be expected as we hurtle towards the UN 2030 agenda deadline. It seems almost a shame that nobody warned those nice fellas at Davos that everyone fully intends on grabbing the steering wheel of that clown car and stoving it into a ditch, long before their perverse power fantasies come to fruition. And judging by the US election results, the growing groundswell of opposition is gaining momentum. There are currently plans being floated that will ban DEI, prosecute social media companies who collude with government, make all forms of online censorship both transparent and accountable. So that's nice. I can think of a few social media platforms that are going to have a really bad time over the coming year, as their crimes of the past revisit them in the future. And on a personal note, I think it would be absolutely hilarious to discover who has been reporting and flagging my videos. whilst cowering behind the skirt tails of anonymity. Wouldn't that be interesting? The accused finally being able to confront their accusers. On a genuinely heartfelt note, we lost one of our best and finest this year. Sadly, Paul Harrell passed away and has now moved on to fire endless free rounds into meat targets at the great shooting range in the sky. Paul was a legend, literally until his last moment on this earth, and he will be missed. At this special time of year, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your stoic support. It humbles me. Frankly, it is more than I deserve, especially considering what a piss poor job I have done this year of making videos. I am truly sorry for that, and I will do better, and I consider myself duly scolded in advance. Please forgive me for my lack of content and radio silence. This being the internet and all, I hope you respect my desire not to go into specific details, and provisionally accept my profuse apology whilst I get my nose to the grindstone and start pumping out the videos again. Besides, personally, I think the best apology from any content creator is more content and not excuses. So just know that I was not arrested, I was not sued, I was not assassinated, I wasn't busted at a P. Diddy party, and I am back, which is a good or bad thing, depending on whether or not you're a AAA game developer, or even quadruple A developer, as Ubisoft would now consider themselves. But more of that in the next few days. Anyway, I'm sorry for my absence. I am back, and hopefully over the coming year, I'll make you sick of the sound of my voice. So at this very special time of year, I would like to wish you all the absolute very best for both Christmas and the coming year. May your lives be collectively and individually excellent and full of good fortune. And this Yuletide, whatever your circumstances, please do at least take a moment to consider those people who are less fortunate than yourselves. When we're swept up in our day-to-day worries, everyday problems and mundane anxieties, it is easy to take your life and good fortune for granted. So spare a thought for people less fortunate than you this Christmas, and be grateful in the knowledge that however bad things may seem at times, there are fine folk in other parts of the world far worse off than you. Right now there are people suffering the terrors of civil unrest, forced to endure sectarian violence, in third world shitholes, suppressed by dictators, living in constant fear that the fascist authorities might smash in their front doors at any moment to drag them off for potentially years of political confinement for simply criticising the regime which they had no say in choosing. Obviously, I'm talking about the United Kingdom. Please help us. Well, I'm going to head off and start my Christmas celebrations. After all, that MRE isn't going to cook itself. Well, it's a self-heating meal, so technically it is going to cook itself. But I can factually say that drinking the case of wife beater is entirely my personal responsibility. Although perhaps responsibility is not precisely the right word. Then I'm going to watch some Korean baseball cheerleader TikToks before heading off to find copies of Naughty Dog's new trailer for Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet and trying to come up with the best funny comments I can think of about their bald lesbian space activist. Excuse me, love, those clippers are back to front, darling. You might want to get a proper barber to do that. No wonder she's so miserable. She probably cuts her scalp 10 times a day. So my Christmas is all set. And that right there is pretty much what I consider to be the most fun that you can have with your clothes on. Underpants count as clothes, right? They do in my house. So whether you are basking in the balmy affection of a family gathering, miserably doing your duty with family members you hate, or all alone, playing video games like a sensible person, please know that whoever you are, and wherever you may be, I am thinking of you. So for now, good luck, you scurvy scum, and Merry fucking Christmas.